Hi, this is Mrs. McTaggart, and in this video we are looking at higher maths straight line. This is us looking at the exam style questions where you are now finding where two lines intersect. So by now you should have seen everything to do with straight line, know how to find an altitude, a perpendicular bisector, a median, all that. And now we put it together. Okay, so what really happens in a question in an exam, here's an example from 2008. They give you a little diagram. They sometimes put more information in the diagram than this. They give you coordinates and they ask you for A, a perpendicular bisector, B, a median, and then C, find where these two lines intersect. Now there's a lot of places to go wrong, and so part C sometimes can be a wee bit messy if you don't have the right answer. Now that sometimes gives you a hint. Do you know what? Go back and check part A, check part B. However, if you do then work it all through, and it is nasty and fractions all over the place, we still will work it through. So it's still possible to get all of part C correct, even though your A and B are wrong. But we're hopefully not going to do that, okay? So we're going to ignore B and C just now and just look at this diagram, and we're going to find the perpendicular bisector of BC. So that is already drawn on for you. That's what this red line here is. Now just remember, perpendicular bisector meets in the middle, and it meets at right angles. So our first step is we are going to write out that we are finding our point, and then we're going to write gradient, and then normally I would write equation, but there's not enough room because that diagram's there, so I'll do that later on down the bottom. So this is just a reminder that for any straight line you need a point and a gradient to proceed with it. So the point is going to be M, which is in the middle of B and C. So the first thing I do is I write out what my coordinates are that I am using, where I am doing it, so I'm not looking at the wrong place on the page and potentially using the wrong numbers. So we are going to find M, which is in the middle of B and C. So M will be adding half your x coordinates, so minus 3 add 5, half it, minus 1 minus 5 and half it. So that will be 2 over 2 and minus 6 over 2. And I know you might not write that line, but I'm putting it in. And that gives you 1 and minus 3. So that is the point I'm going to be using. That is M. Then we need to find the gradient of BC, because there's no other point on line M to find the gradient of that. So we're going to find the gradient of BC. Now the coordinates are already written just there, so I'm just going to look to the left a wee bit. So I'll have minus 5, minus 1, turns into plus 1. And then I will have a 5 minus 3, turns into plus 3. Which gives me minus 4 over 8, which is minus 1/2. We want the perpendicular gradient to that. So perpendicular is what you need to multiply it by to turn it into minus 1, or flip it and change the sign. So changing the sign turns it into positive 2 over 1, but we don't need that 2. And as ever, I like to highlight what we are then using. Also makes it really nice for your marker to look at. And then we're going to get the equation to finish it off. So we're going to do y minus b equals m bracket x minus a. Let's just get a wee bit more space here. So that will give me y plus 3 equals 2 bracket x minus 1. Multiply out your bracket and take that 3 over, which gives me 2x, and that will make that into a minus 5. So there is my equation of the first line. Okay, right, then we're going to do part B. So what I've done is just put the diagram again with part B. So part B is asking for the median from C. So notice that's not on my diagram. So the median from C, median is your midpoint, so it comes to the opposite side and it meets in the middle. Now that isn't potentially the very middle, but we'll live with it. So it meets in the middle. So our little guide is to write out point, gradient, and then we'll come to the equation further down. So the point we are using, we need the midpoint of A and B. So I'm going to write out my coordinates of A and B. So 7, 9 and negative 3, negative 1. So the midpoint of them will be, add the x's. So 7 minus 3, half it. 9 minus 1, half it. That gives me 4 over 2 and 8 over 2. Simplify gives you 2 and 4. So the midpoint is 2, 4. That's the point I'm going to use. I'm then going to find the gradient of C to M, which is the red line I'm doing. It's really easy to go and accidentally do perpendicular bisector here again, but look back at your picture. I have the point M in my line. I could also use point C, by the way. When I'm doing the equation, I could use point C there instead of the midpoint, but I needed the midpoint to get the gradient of my red line. So I'm going to use the 2, 4, and I'm just writing them out again. I'm doing 2, 4 and 5 minus 5 because they're the 2 points on my line. So I'm finding gradient of MC. So I have minus 5 minus 4 and 5 minus 2, which gives me negative 9 over 3, and that simplifies down to just negative 3. So that is the gradient I'm using. Please don't find the perpendicular gradient because there is no perpendicular stuff going on with a median. Its only interesting fact is it's got a midpoint. And then to finish the question off, let's go find our equation. Let's plug into y minus b equals m bracket x minus a. So we have y minus 4 equals negative 3 bracket x minus 2. Multiply out your right hand side, gives you y minus 4 equals negative 3x, what's your signs, plus 6, and this turns into negative 3x plus 10, and that is our equation. Okay, so that brings us to part C, which is once you've found your two equations aligned, you have to find the point of intersection of the two of them. Now, there is more than one way to do this, okay? And the method I use quite often just differs depending on what the equations look like at the end. This was a nice one because they were both y equals and y equals. Now you have got two options. We can, for point of intersection, we can use the method where we put y equal to y. And that only works when your equations are y equals and y equals. When it's not, you maybe want to go back to National 5 style and rearrange it to be like simultaneous equations the way you liked before. But if I tell you that y equals 2x minus 5, and then I tell you that y equals minus 3x plus 10, it's given that these things are equal. So you can literally then just write that 2x minus 5 equals minus 3x plus 10. And then if we take our letters left numbers right, this gives us 5x equals 15 and x equals 3. And then once you know x is 3, choose an equation to plug it back into. I'm going to put it back into the first one because it's all positives. And then that gives you y equals 6 minus 5, y equals 1. So it's looking like my point of intersection is 3, 1. Now, at National 5, we taught you to do a check, so we're going to do a quick check in the second equation and just check that if I do minus 3 times 3 and add on 10, that gives me minus 9, add 10, which gives me 1. So y is still coming out as the number 1 in the second equation. So I know I've got the answer right, and it's so important. Do that check. If it doesn't satisfy both equations, then something's wrong in your part A or your part B. So then you go back and maybe retry part A, retry part B, see where the mistake is, because this should work out really nicely. There shouldn't be nasty fractions or decimals or rounding going on. Now, I did say there was another method. So the other method was you just line them up underneath each other, and you could just do them like National 5 simultaneous equations. You can move the x's over so it's x plus y equals your number if you want. Let's do another example right through, okay? So here is one from 2018. Again, we're just using triangle ABC. We are looking for the equation of an altitude, first of all. So the altitude comes right over and meets it in right angles. They've already put that on for you. So this is what we are finding, this red line here. I like the altitude because I feel that there's less working involved in that one. So we need our point. Well, you already have a point in that red line. We can use the point C. So we're going to use coordinate C. So no working needed there. Our gradient, however, we need to find the gradient of AB and then the perpendicular one. So I've not written my coordinates out, so I'm just going to have to look up here. So we are doing minus 5 minus 7 and then minus 1 minus minus 5, so it turns into a plus 5, which gives us negative 12 over positive 4, which gives us negative 3. Perpendicular to that would make that, remember that's 3 over 1, flip it, would become positive 1/3. So to get the equation, I'm going to be using that coordinate and that gradient that I've highlighted. So now we can find the equation. So y minus b equals m bracket x minus a as always. So y minus 3 equals 1/3 bracket x minus 13. Multiply the left-hand side by 3. So 3y minus 9 equals x minus 13. Tidy this up. I have 3y equals x minus, well, I'll add 9 to that, and that will give me minus 4. So there is my first equation. Okay, let's look at part B. So part B wants the median. So again, I've got the diagram, but I want the median from B. So that means there's a line coming from B to the opposite side, meeting in the middle. So I've put my relevant information in the diagram. So the point I'm going to use, I could use point B, but I'm also going to have to go get the midpoint of AC. So I'm going to go do that. So I'm just going to go write out my coordinates for A and C so that I don't accidentally use B. So my midpoint will be minus 5 add 13, half it. 7 add 3, half it. Which gives me, oh my goodness, minus 5 add 13 is 8/2. Sometimes it's the simplest stuff that gets me. And then 10/2. Simplify this down, that gives me 4 and 5. So my point I'm using is 4, 5. The gradient, my working's not in my usual nice layout here because of that diagram being in the way. So the gradient I need is now the gradient of B to M, and I've got B and M, so I'm just writing my points again. That there's point B, there's point M. So gradient of BM is 5 minus minus 5, 4 minus minus 1, so it turns into positives, which gives me 10/5. Let's create some more space here. 10/5, which is just 2. Now remember, with the median, there is nothing going on with perpendicular to anything. So I'm using point M, I'm using that gradient. Just bear in mind, I could have used point B as well, okay? And then my equation will be y minus 5 equals 2 bracket x minus 4. I didn't write the equation of a line out that time, I'm sorry. We should know it by now. So y minus 5 equals, multiply out that bracket, bring that 5 over. So I'm adding 5 to the 8, which will make it minus 3. So there is my second equation. Now we're going to go do part C. So I already have these two equations written out, albeit I've got them the other way around. Now, I cannot do the y equal to y method this time, purely because they aren't both y equals. This second one here has got a 3y equals. What you could do, here is option 1. You could multiply that whole equation through by 3 and make it 3y equals 6x minus 9. And then line up the one underneath and make it x minus 4. And now it's starting to look like nat 5. If you don't like that, you could start moving the x's over and keep your x plus y equals. But at this point, we should be able to do the simultaneous equations. If you're of the mindset where you really like to do 1 a plus 1 a minus, then why don't we times 1 through by a negative? We could easily make that negative 3y, negative x, and a plus 4. And then you just add these two together, which gives you a 0 for the y's. 6 minus x is 5x. A minus 9 plus 4 will give you a minus 5. Take that 5 over, you get 5 equals 5x, and x equals 1. From there, plug 1 back into one of the equations, so y equals 2 times 1 minus 3, which gives us y equals negative 1. So I think my point of intersection is 1 minus 1. Let's check that in the second equation. 3 times minus 1 would be 1 minus 4. That gives me minus 3. That gives me minus 3. I know I've got the right answer. Job done. So I've done my little check. Now, you might not have liked that format, so let me just talk about other ways we could have done this. So once you had gone and done your first equation, and then I said we'd multiplied that second one through by 3. Where I did y equal to y in the first one, I can actually do 3y equal to 3y, because both of these equations say 3y equals. So I could then say, well, 6x minus 9 equals x minus 4. Rearrange it from there. I get 5x equals 5. I still get the same one. Can you see where this is going? But you will find your own way of doing simultaneous equations that you like. So thanks for watching. I hope this has helped. The key to these is take your time, label your work in, write out those coordinates, and check your simultaneous equations at the end. Please, please, please. Thank you very much.